Hi, everybody. Thanks again for joining us on the EPIC Podcast, the podcast where anybody can inspire everybody. Now, this week, with yours truly, Edric Poon, in company, I'm with Douglas Danapal, the head of commercial partnerships, PR, and marketing, and pretty much everything else that goes outspoken from the SRU, the Singapore Rugby Union. So, Douglas and I are going to be chatting a little bit more about the Singapore Rugby Union, and it's not just about rugby. And then we're also going to be talking about something very deeply personal. We're also talking a little bit more about how professionals should be taking stock of their mental health. As of late, Rugby Union hasn't just been about bringing events to Singapore. Initially, I think that's always been the case, and supporting local sports. But there's also fundraising aspects to it and much more community-driven causes. So would you be able to share more on that?
Sure. So, in the 9 years that I've been with the union, Singapore Rugby Union, we use rugby to outreach to kids from disadvantaged backgrounds, at-risk youth. But these programs didn't have a legacy or a lasting effect. Plus, a lot of sponsorship and partnerships dried up because the banks no longer had large amounts of money, and it stopped. We just concentrated on rugby as national teams, clubs, competitions, and that was it. More recently, we have a dynamic management committee, and we decided, you know what, rugby should be used as a tool, as all sports should be, for social and economic uplift. And if not during this period of COVID, when everyone supported us, our sponsors, partners, donors supported us, it's time that we actually gave back to the community because we were in a position that we could. Sport Singapore that funds a lot of our programs, and the staff in the Singapore Rugby Union, we weren't laid off, even though there was no rugby on. So we thought, you know what, we're grateful, so let's reach out to the community. There would have been people that are struck by this, F&B businesses that supported us during the times that we needed. So it's time to return the favor as well. Plus, if you're in the rugby community, you're a business owner, let's try and find a way to support you as well. And if not, the national team outreach, because we've got a very wide demographic and backgrounds as well. So yeah, it was good getting the national athletes out to do some good, raising funds to over 100 grand and 20,000 meals. Did it in the Jalan Kukoh area, working with Central CDC. We had Minister Josephine Teo and Mayor Denise Pua attend that event, phase one, and we're going to do a phase two of that come close to Christmas with the Southwest CDC and Low Yenling. So yeah, that's a little bit of some of the programs that we're running. But beyond that, we're reaching out to girls, especially girls from disadvantaged backgrounds, via a project called Project Parry. They're from 4 secondary schools, teaching them and enabling them via sport and the use of rugby, life skills, master classes. Besides that, we're also working with from Modular Movement. This is where the F&B element comes in, where we raise funds for care packs and food packs, providing them to frontline workers, healthcare workers, elder care homes, and foreign workers as well. But the interesting part about this is we actually work with F&B partners from the rugby community, so try and keep them afloat during these difficult times. The drivers that we hire as well come from the rugby community also. So me kind of thing that we're trying to help each other out. So yeah, these are some of the programs. There's a lot more, but I'll leave it at that for now. So yeah.
Yeah, and where can we find out a little bit more about all these fundraising and other programs that the SRU
Okay,
has?
it's all available on our website. I'll send the links up, and you can put them on this video as well, on where you can go and how you can help out. It's not just about the donations, but actually spending your time coming down, volunteering. We had 200 over volunteers. We had turned some away at our last event, so it was good to see people from the rugby community coming down and being engaged, regardless of age, language, religion, gender. Yeah, and everyone came together. It was a feel good moment, and also kept everyone, like I said, engaged, whether it was sponsors, partners, donors. Everyone came down. Everyone put up their hand to volunteer. You know what? We're not just putting in some money. We want to come down and do some good. We want to see rugby as a sport that we enjoy and that we play, doing more than just on the field. You don't just come, play the sport, win some medals, or play the sport, go have some beers or eat a makan and then go home. It's about how can we help, because they were in a position to help, yeah, compared to others. So yeah.
Right.